I'm tired. I don't know if I look tired, but I am tired. See out there? See my a pretty little pickup truck sitting out there? It has been a hassle this weekend. Let me tell you. Let me show you. See the grease underneath my fingernails? Right there. Grease on my hands. Look. Oh. Check it out. Grease, grease, grease. Yeah. So, that thing, yesterday, truck's in the shop. Air conditioner's getting fixed. There was a coolant leak that I had that was leaking from around the water pump, but only when it was cold. So it's in the shop for that. Then there was the what else? Oh, I wanted them to just check the truck over, and then there were some fairings that were loose that I don't have the stool or anything with me, so I told them to go ahead and get up high and tighten those down for me. So they were gonna do all that and get it back to me maybe tomorrow. So I figured, while I'm sitting, not doing anything, what do I do? Oh wow, so I took the Mercedes down to my yard, and I got my pickup truck because I got my water tank's in, and I was thinking I would do that this weekend. Probably not gonna do that this weekend. The reason why is because Home Depot changed to the point where now you have to wait in line to get in, and they're only letting so many people in. And I've been to near Pennsylvania within the last week, so even if I don't show symptoms, I could have it. So I don't want to go and do that when I've got plenty of gallons of water on the truck right now. So, and I can just go get more if I need to right now. So, or refill some or something like that. So, so I kind of just decided to put the water tank on hold until we kind of get a little bit further into this and see if this continues, or see if it goes away for the summer, or what happens. So in the meantime, I figured I would go down to my yard, back down to my yard. I take the carburetor off the 84 van. I bring that up here. I would don't pay any attention to that screaming. That's the kids across the street. I'd bring it back up here. I'd rebuild it. It's a Rochester 4-barrel. Take it back down there, put it on the van, the 84 van, see if the 84 van would start and run. But on the way down there, the pickup truck back there, that one, decided that what it would do instead is it would suddenly have a brake pedal that was going all the way to the floor. So it was like three, I'd get one stop, good stop, I'd get two good stops, and then the third one would go to the floor. So, or it would get one stop and then it would go to the floor, get four stops and then it would go to the floor, whatever, something along those lines. They're just yelling at each other. Anyway, so I figured that's what I would do. Anyway, so that's what I was doing. So I turned around, come back here. I figured I'd look into what it was. I was thinking it was maybe a master cylinder, but I hit up the people online that like square bodies like me and asked them. They said collapsed brake hoses on the front. So I pulled those off, and here's one, and you can see how old it is. I cut that open right there just to see how bad it was. Let's see if you guys can see that. Just to see how bad it was, or how awful it was on the inside. But I cut it off on one end, and you can kind of see how bad that is. So it was pretty bad. So I took those off. Figured that at least needed to be done. These needed to be done. So I couldn't get them at any regular auto parts store. I had to go to Summit Racing to get them. They had them, which was perfect. So I got them at Summit Racing. Came back up here. Went to go take these off. Couldn't get the way that these work. There's a fitting. Hold on just a second. Let me see here. This is it, the fitting. Okay, see how this fitting is kind of like a. Let's see if I can get it here. It's kind of a hex fitting. See how it's hex right there on the edge. Well, what it does, it goes into the frame right here where this line is on it. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, pull it back a little bit. You can kind of see where that line is on the center of that. So, yeah, there you go. So it goes into the frame on that end. Well, I couldn't get this off. There was a little nut on the inside that I couldn't get off. I also couldn't get a wrench in there to loosen the 3/8 line that was in there, the 3/16 line that was in there. So we put an impact in it, and I spun it to shit, and just basically spun off the brake line. So here's the little piece of brake line. You can see where I just spun it off there. See it? And so we did that on both sides, and I did it on one side. I didn't want to do it on the other side, but now I had to make a brake line, so I went off to get a brake flare kit, and which is here. I bought more than one. Here you go. Brake flare kit from Pittsburgh Tools, which means Harbor Freight. So anyway, so I went off to get one of those. Summit Racing was the only place that was open and I could get one. So I went and got one from Summit Racing, which was shit. There's a piece in the Summit Racing one. Let's see, where is it? Here it is over here. There's a piece in the Summit Racing one that let's see if I can show this to you. Okay, see this? See this piece? Okay, see this piece right here? Okay, so this piece right here, when you're flaring your brake line, if you know how to flare a brake line, don't worry about it. But this piece here, what you do is it's threaded through here, and it goes down, and then there's a piece that you put in place to create a bubble on the brake line. It's this little flare piece right here, like this, right? And that goes in the brake line, goes in the end of the brake line, which I happen to have a piece of brake line right here. So it goes in the end of the brake line right there. Now this is the old brake line that came off. It's flared already, and then you have to flare it, and a flare looks exactly like this right here. Okay, so you gotta flare it, and then your fitting comes up and it screws in, and that's kind of how that works. So anyway, I took it all apart, and I never think to take video when I'm doing all this. So just chastise me if you want to, but I never do. So anyway, so I took it, I put it all together, I put it in the vise here to try to make it or whatever, and I got about 2 good uses out of this, and then this locked up, it cross-threaded itself. So that kind of pissed me off, and so I kept trying, and I was not using power tools on this at all. I did at the end, but that's because I just destroyed it because it pissed me off. But anyway, so I was not using power tools on this. I was just using a wrench, a regular wrench. A 1/2-inch wrench is what fits on the top of that. That was my foot. Anyway, so I was using a regular 1/2-inch wrench on that, and it cross-threaded. Couldn't use it anymore. So my uncle came out, and we got to talking and decided I was going to have to go and get another one. So I went and got one of these from Harbor Freight. Now, the Harbor Freight one, when I got it, I got it in here and was using this. This is the piece where you fit the brake line in and then you tighten it down. Now, the Harbor Freight one has these wing nuts on it like this, and on this end, the wing nut flips open so that you can kind of take it apart like this and put the piece back in and put it back together, and then it flips back over this way and whatnot. This broke. this end broke. So either I don't know how strong I am because I'm breaking stuff, or, and again, I'm using hand tools. I'm not using power tools. I'm using hand tools. But I was, overexerting it or something like that. So I threw that out, and that's why I bought a second one, but I didn't open it. So what I did instead was I decided I would use the piece from the Summit Racing one, because it was actually better built. It's like billeted and everything. Hold on, I got it. I can pull it out for you real quick. Open it up. Alright. So, anyway, this one's real nice, actually. It's solid pieces of steel, billeted and everything. You see it says Summit there. These pieces are solid pieces of steel, and it really kind of, it had a lot more weight to it. So I got it out, and I used it with the Harbor Freight flare tool, which is this one. And at that point, I could actually make brake flares. So, and that's what I did. So I made my own brake lines and everything, and I installed them in the truck. And after that got done, I ended up doing all of that, and then I'm trying to get all this back together. One thing you don't want to do is lose all your tools. Anyway, I am relaxing. So now the spinning the brake lines off, going to get the Summit one, happened last night, and the brake line, the ones it breaking and everything happened today. So that's why I had to go get Pittsburgh one. So I put it on hold last night for dinner, then went to bed, and then today I went to Harbor Freight and got the Pittsburgh ones. I bought two because they were $21.99, and I figured if one broke, I could have a second one just in case. So so now I've got it. I may actually put that one on the truck since I made one good one out of the Summit one and the Pittsburgh one. So anyway, so that's what I've been doing today. Have I done much of anything else? No. I did say I was going to make a video. I have not done the scenery video yet. I may do that tonight. But the truck's fixed. I'm tired. I'm covered in dirt and grease and everything. I'm going to have to do laundry before I can actually take a shower. Because I don't have any clean clothes. And, yeah, that's it. So, that's all. Keep the shiny side up. See you guys down the road. I will be back on the road soon. Supposed to get the truck back tomorrow. I'll call them tomorrow and see how they're doing with it and everything. And then depending on that, I may spend some time. Rates are down right now. I've got a little money in the bank, so I may spend some time kind of hanging out here at the house, trying to get some stuff done with the big truck. I want to put the shelves in. The TV's not here yet. The mount for it's not coming until the end of this month. So I've got to wait for that. It's almost like it was 10 years ago when you had to wait for stuff for almost a month to show up. So weird. Stupid Corona. But anyway, so that's kind of what's going on. So when I figure I'd let you guys know. And again, keep trying to set up. See you guys down the road. See you next time.